Oh, there's a deer. Somebody hit an animal and it's going in the truck. Did the Jeep hit it? Nope. So yeah, it's a rainy Friday afternoon and I thought it'd be a good day to go out for a jog. I posted this question on social media. Put this picture, I'm going jogging, give me a topic. I've got a couple topics that came in almost immediately, and thank you guys, it was super helpful. Two things. The first one is basically how I got started with my my Jeep and my my YouTube channel and all of that, my website, and what are my goals for the future. And another one was to find a club member's Jeep. I've got to drop a sticker in the mail that somebody ordered. I got to get gas, I got to find food, and in the middle of all that, we're gonna chat. I know it's weird to see a camera on my head.
Yeah, you're like all weird.
I get that a lot. Jeep. This guy just stared at me. He's a Jeep starer. It's wave, not stare. Jeep stare is not a thing. All right, I'm fueled up. I've made the mail drop, and now I need to find a club Jeep and talk about how I got to where I am with my Jeep and channel and all that good stuff. How did I get started with this whole thing? So I've always been a hobby photographer and videographer. Well, after I moved to Maryland, my son was starting to get a little bit older. I think he was like 10 or 11 at that point. And I was trying to do things that would be interesting to do with him, like things that he would want to do that we could do together, father-son type stuff. And I remember for his birthday one time, I bought him a little remote control helicopter, and it was just, you know, just a little toy copter. And then I started sort of getting interested in looking more into RC stuff. So I got into RC, and I got in heavy. So the problem is I'm a visual learner, so I use YouTube to learn. I like to look at videos and see what other people are doing, how they're doing things. And in particular, when I was looking for, you know, a hobby class, hobby grade, not a toy grade RC helicopter, there is a Jeep, and I don't see a banner. So when I was doing research on which helicopter I wanted to buy, I was having a hard time figuring out what to do, where to get started, and what parts came in the box. Like, I didn't know anything. So I was trying to research, and nobody was answering these questions for me. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. The ice sort of melting. So the problem with YouTube videos is they're usually made from a perspective of somebody that already knows how to do what they're doing. And they're usually maybe unintentionally targeted at other people who kind of already know what they're doing, but to help show them a specific task. So it leaves a lot open for people who don't know anything to try and figure out. Gosh, no Jeep waves. What is it with me? I am in a Jeep. Okay, just checking. I was looking for stuff that I wasn't finding in other people's videos, so I decided to start making videos that answered those questions I had. I often attempt to not make the same videos that everybody else is making. I may cover the same topic, but only if I can do it in a way that is different. So that's what got me going, and I did that for a couple of years. The problem was I got into it for my son, who like almost instantly lost interest. Like, he didn't really care anymore. He was really excited about it when I first got going. I was teaching him how to fly helicopters, I was teaching him how to fly planes, and then he lost all interest, and then it just became my hobby, which was super time consuming because I'm also trying to do a YouTube channel around it. So yeah, so I was having a hard time keeping that going. While that's happening, I ended up getting a Jeep, and I got a Jeep. You're not gonna believe this, because of my son. My son and I were talking. At that point, I had a BMW 535, little twin turbo, super fun car. This isn't my first Jeep. I've always liked Jeeps. It's just the Wranglers were never practical to me once I got a family, because they were 2 doors. Well, then the JKU comes out, and I start to thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe that's a possibility. So when I'm in the market for a vehicle, I'm looking for a truck. My son and I are talking. It's like, oh, it'd be awesome to get a cool Jeep. And boom, here I am. I'm driving a Jeep, oddly enough. And now my son has a Jeep. So what happened is I started taking that energy that I was devoting to RC and doing an RC YouTube channel and running an RC related website. And I started transitioning that over into my new hobby and love of Jeeping. And so I started out right away doing the same thing. Videos that shared information that I wasn't finding anywhere else. And it just kept going and going and going. And, you know, the more you guys encourage me, the more I think, okay, this is worth my time. Because whether you believe it or not, it involves a significant time commitment, a significant financial commitment, and usually it's at the expense of other things that I do this. I've gone through 2 or 3 cameras since I started doing this. I spend a lot of time in my office sitting behind a computer doing editing. I spend a lot of time doing filming. I'm always constantly trying to plan. You know, if I want to do a video at home, I've got a plan to try and do it when it's quiet, when we don't have something going on, when people aren't, you know, wanting to come over, when the weather's nice, when it's not too cold, when it's not raining. Like, there's all these things that constantly consume me in running a YouTube channel. But I enjoy it. I enjoy that part of it as much as I enjoy this, you know, the Jeeping itself. Anyway, so that's kind of how I got going with what I'm doing. And you know, initially it was sort of a testing the waters thing, and then eventually I found people were enjoying my content, and by the interaction that I was getting, I love the comments, the direction, even the help and advice, and the corrections. When I say something wrong and people say, nope, this is the way, that's okay with me. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm not doing this because I'm the Jeep expert. I'm doing it because I enjoy it, and it's a way to connect with people in a way that I wouldn't normally have access to. This area right here, by the way, Podium Patapsco, is huge homeless area. Lots and lots of homeless folks are in this area. They actually live out here in the woods, and this is an abandoned restaurant here, and sometimes they'll take over the back end of that. You know, my heart breaks for these people. I'm involved in a lot of ministries where we come and help provide food and supplies to them. Breaks my heart. Anyway, so back to what I was talking about. So that's why I do it. That's where I got to where I'm doing. Because it is such a commitment, I need your guys' encouragement to keep going, and I get that constantly, and that's what sort of fuels me. If you looked at my passenger seat, you'd think I had a serious Dots and Diet Mountain Dew problem, and you'd be right. Oh, I thought that was it. It says Wrangler. Darn it. He's in the Wrangler Club. Come on. That's it, guys. I'm going to keep looking for that club, Jeep, Sunny, and maybe the next jogging video I'll find it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.